Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at the market leading stocks via our proprietary scans for the coming session. This is going to be for Tuesday, November 29th, 2013. This will be for the beginning of the two-day Fed meeting. Today in the NASDAQ patch, we're still in the midst of earnings season, so there's definitely some things in motion from that, but there's some buys and sells that we're left with without any real clear bias. A couple of deviations popping out here. Broadcom had an upside open-close deviation, so we're going to see a very strong candle to the upside there on that chart. To the downside, First Solar had a very weak day, trading to the downside, as did Netflix. We also had a volume bump in KLA 10 Core. Altera, Biogen had a very wild day, with winding up closing above the day's open and a new high close on the move. We also had a volume bump in Apple ahead of the earnings. Looking at the financials, we're definitely better to sell here. We've got one downside CPS in the CME, and then we've got a couple of camouflage sell signals here. Moving on to the energy patch, we've got signals on both sides here with no bias. PBR had a very strong day. Had a strong day in Arch Coal ACI. And I'd say it's definitely also worth noting the volume explosion in RIG. Looking at the generals again, same as the NASDAQ leaders, kind of paired off here with signals on both sides. No volume deviations, nor do we have any VWAP or open-close deviations, but we do have a couple of signals on each side to take a look at for the stocks that you like to trade. As far as the housing goes, a little bit of a down day across the board here. The one that was pretty weak was Hovnanian, 2% below the day's open. That came with a downside CPS. FedEx had pretty good volume again today, but a differential sell. This is definitely one to watch for a potential reversal tomorrow. UPS had a strong day on a volume bump with an upside CPS. And finally, the commodity patch. Commodities were really kind of not the real focus today. They ran gold up midday and ultimately just wound up pulling back, and kind of seeing that here in the precious metals names, where we don't really have any big price movement. Biggest mover on the day was Alcoa, closed 3.5% roughly above the day's open. And ACH had a volume bump today and wound up going out of the day with the camouflage sell signal. So there's a couple things to think about for tomorrow. Don't forget, we've got the two-day Fed meeting starting with the announcement not coming out until Wednesday afternoon. So could see some low volume again tomorrow. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.